So what is Heim Textile Russia today? Today on our website, you can get to know more than 200 companies that are represented on our website. You can choose the brand you're interested in. You can bookmark it and then have the meeting or have the virtual discussion together with the representatives of a brand. We have more than 97 companies on our platform. Those are the world leaders in home textile, paints, wallpapers, equipment for the interior design, etc. And right now, we are going to our next session. We have a very interesting guest today. Right now, online, we have Claire Perrin, who is the director of Carlin Creative Brand Bureau in France. And here in Russia, together with her colleague, Madame Kotova, we will present two trends for the next year. Both of those trends will be shown in details. We'll share some secrets. We'll show the coloring and how the interior design should look like, all the textile features, etc. So I believe we are all very interested in this. So please stay. Yeah, everything is fine. So let's begin. So now I give the floor to Madame Kotova. The floor is yours. Good morning. For me, it's a pleasure to take part in this session. We are happy to be a part of this event, and we'll be happy to present some information about the future, let's say so. My colleague, Madame Perrin, will tell about social trends, how the society changes, what expectations society and consumers have, what are the changes that we all undergo, that our clients undergo, and surely those changes in society influence the development of design. And we'll be speaking about two aspects, social trends, and I will be speaking about the interior design, how trends can be interpreted and implemented in interior design, how they can be expressed.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. So we are going to present two different trends. So I will be around, as Nastia said, would be around sociology, so how the trends would build. So let's begin maybe with the PowerPoint. Better our company. So we really have these international visions of trends thanks to our networks of agents. So for example, Nastia right now. So we really have this prospective social decoding of consumption patterns and the ability to translate marketing data into creative solutions for all types of sectors. So fashion, beauty, technology, and of course, decorations. So we really work around color, material, style, design, and communication tracks, and we formalize our data into our trend books. We also have tailor-made consulting services. Then, next slide. Around our values. So we really have this willingness to organize this webinar that is really in line with our values. So it takes a new dimension, of course, with those difficult times. But we have performance. So this is really around the success of our customers. That is our primary objective. And we are more mobilized under COVID-19, of course. So our teams continue to work anticipation, analysis, creativity in all sectors and internationally. Then we have sharing. So it's all our methods that are based on exchange and interactivity. So we know how to share our client successes, but also their constraints and difficulties. Around pleasure, it's around creativity and integrated talents who are passionate about our clients' challenges. Our leitmotiv is to help you make the constraint more exquisite. And then the last but not least, innovation, anticipating and translating change to imagine the future. Then next slide around our methodology. So this methodology, this is really how we built our trends. So it has been applied for many years now. So our teams is constantly confronting the individual motivations and collective motivations of consumers, which form the underlying trends. So, for example, well-being, naturalness, self-expression as individual motivations on one side, and this need for entertainment, culture, connections, which is the driving force behind our collective motivations. These perennial motivation established for a period of 5 years. They are filtered by variables, for example, inventions. So, for example, internet and the arrival of social networks over the last 20 years, and upheavals, for example, climate, health. So, after this work of analysis and structuring carried out by the current teams, consumer behavior will emerge, which will influence your customers over a 12, 24-month period. So now, with the next slide, after showing you who we are in Carlin, I'm going to present you the two trends of the SS21 season. So next slide. Thanks. So it's a little introduction here about our 4 SS21 trends. So while artificial intelligence and global warming are challenging us, it seems that we have not yet said our last word. So for everywhere, our humanity gushes out. So together we develop creation, commitments, explorations, or reunions whose synergy, even if they are often contrasted, of course, give back the taste of the human being. So in this way, collective feelings and emotional impulse return to the forefront. So all these multiple and varied social passions, which have just been listed in the collective work edited by the Italian sociologist Coria Orighi. So our 4 trends for spring-summer 21 reflects these new behaviors, which are certainly contrasting, but so passionately human, and you're going to have an insight of 2 of those 4 trends. So next slide around Riverside. So this is our second trend. So here you have, the 4 trends of the SS21 season. Then in the next slide, you have an insight of our second trend, Riverside, that is really inspired by the lively rivers that flow through our cities. Then next slide, you have Revelry. So Revelry, so this is our fourth trend that is around really sparkling conviviality, a really joyful theme, as you will see in the next minutes. So let's begin with Riverside, so fresh warmth on the next slide. Riverside is really inspired by the lively rivers that flow through our cities. So they generate and revitalizing and refreshing warmth that irrigates us and inspires urban youth with a newfound ingenuity to reinvent the ecosystem of tomorrow. So, stimulated by the challenge of safeguarding a biodiversified naturality, the young green actives, as we call them, individuals go into action and demonstrate a fresh ingenuity which encourages invigorating connections. So first, yes, we are going to enjoy a little video that will immerse you into Riverside universe. So I think you enjoyed the video and that now you really feel immersed into this riverside theme. So now we are going deeper inside sociology, so with more example about it. So here, for example, it's around the depletion of biodiversity. So the IPBS report published on May 6, 2019 by 150 scientists from around the world is the latest publication that warns us about the degradations of our planet. So after the climate, we become aware of the accelerations in species dying out. So this catastrophe for biodiversity is seen as the planet's potential sixth mass extinction. The fifth was the dinosaurs. So this report concludes that about 1 million animals and plants are now officially under threat of extinction, especially during the coming decades. So, and yet, this natural infrastructure supports all life on Earth, including that of man. I think you switch. Yeah, perfect. Then around here, the green actives individuals. So these are these new people, this new behavior that will emerge for the SS21 season. So they are informed and fully aware of this threat to their survival. So young people around the world are mobilizing for the future. So this sees the emergence of young green actives who feel a sense of urgency and rebalancing our relationship with the environment. So both rural and urban, they understand the interdependence between humanity and nature, and they want to reinvent the vitalizing ecosystem of tomorrow. Then the last one, around the key ideas here is the rivers and dynamic inspiring flow. So this rising interest and respect for water as a source of life is also transported to our rivers. So irrigating metropoles around the world, we are rediscovering this natural element that comes from the summits that breathes life and energy into our overcrowded urban areas. So riverbanks are fit out, biodiversity is restored, new mobility is invented. So basically, the revitalizing currents inspire us a lot. So it starts with a new mobilization to restore oxygen to our waterways. like the New York agency and architecture, which has been selected to lead the Yangtze River Estuary Chinese Sturgeon Nature Preserve project, set to open in 2021. So this effort will be on display to the public via an immersive aquarium with the aim of educating visitors about saving the environment.
And the next component is the designer. About design, I believe that you have already felt the mood, and now you understand that we need changes in our environmental life. We need to think again about environment and about sustainable approaches in environment. But also there are some pure humanistic needs. The needs to find new sources of life and for life, new sources of inspiration, and of course, a necessity to harmonize our very fast lives. So that is why it is associated with the riverside. And in fact, the name itself, the riverside, is associated with calm. And you can also feel it when you see these colors. That is the basis of this palette in all the trend. These are refreshing hues, like fresh air. This palette is tender, but at the same time it is cold, and it shares calm. It shares hope for harmony, and at the same time it refreshes, it mobilizes, it revitalizes. And you can see that it is almost monochrome. There are four main shades like water, blue, Arctic, laser, sky, and steel gray. And now please think about these two capsules that can be the basis of interior. The first capsule, and I have to mention that this trend is again associated with the natural interiors. You can see here different mines on rocks, and it shows us how we can adapt it, um, how we can adapt natural landscapes to interior designs. There are some particular elements and different art objects. These can be furniture, pieces of furniture, and for example, you can see tables made of stone, kind of plates, bases for lamps, etc. You can see also minerals, the segments of minerals, they are tonalized, and you can see that they can be that first of all the shades here are very calm. It is between gray and blue, and as I've already mentioned, it is connected, it is associated with calm. We can see also some milkish hues here. And all this, it's like a story about mines and rocks. As we have talked already about the riverside, about the river, then of course we should think about revitalizing waves. And here you can see this row of colors and these objects. Again, it is the association with water areas, which is connected with the spontaneous and free movement of water. And we use these prints for textile. You can see here these solutions that we are ready. These are curtains, these are bed covers. Also here you can see the objects made of glass, made of stone, very bright vases. And again, in all the subjects, in every object, you can see this association with waves, with natural movements. So we take a wave and we take its movement and we translate it into furniture, and it finds its reflection in the furniture. At the same time, it is transparent. It's a crystal clear transparency. And again, it imitates a real wave. You can see these curves that are associated purely with nature. So our purpose is to create very comfortable, soothing interior. And the key words here for this trend that in fact summarize the general idea of this trend is refreshing, cool, something that is around us, something that refreshes us, then vital forces and the effects that it shares and that are so important and then can be reflected in design. And of course, rocks and minerals. We use minerals, we stylize them, and we use these natural colors. And you see the final solutions that we are sharing with you. And now we are coming to the second trend, which is called revelry. And Claire is going to share with us its sociological context.
So we will end this presentation of SS21 Trends with the last theme, revelry. So this last theme presents how the desire to share moments of merrymaking encourages individuals to experience a sparkling empathy. So this last theme, revelry, presents how the desire to share moments of conviviality influences the great current of entertainments. So now, socially friendly individuals find a new well-being by experiencing a sparkling new empathy. So, like we did with Riverside, I'll let you enjoy a quick video that will immerse you into into Revelry universe. So it's next on to next slide. I hope you will enjoy this new universe that is really different than Riverside one. So I hope you enjoyed the video. So you really see this need for conviviality, and now we're going deeper into it. So first, here, for example, according to a global survey carried out by the Opinion Way, 91% of those asked think that conviviality is a source of well-being. However, for 61% of them, the world is less convivial than 5 years ago. So even more alarming here, 67% of the 1934 years old regret seeing their friend less and less due to the social network. So the study reveals a paradoxical frustration that generates the desire to find and share a real, festive, and benevolent proximity with fellow human beings. Then in the next slide, so we're going to talk deeper around the socially friendly individuals. So this is the emergence of those people, so the socially friendly individuals who only aspire to reconnect with each other by exercising spontaneous and joyful forms of conviviality. So with lightness, they enjoy mixing with the diversified, colorful surroundings whose attractive proximity stimulates sparkling expressions. So you have several ideas here. So here I'm going to present you one that is really important and really nice. So this is the idea of the accessibility for all. So these socially friendly individuals, they also support a lot of different initiatives that aims to promote accessibility for all. So here you have an example. This is a Starbucks in Washington, D.C., that has opened a shop that only employs speakers of sign language. So this is inspired by the Deaf Project study by the architect Ansel Bowman. So its layout incorporates design elements that respond to issues encountered by deaf or hard of hearing people. So here, this is an initiative that could be very profitable since, according to the most recent global report by Accenture, there are 1 billion handicapped people in the world with a revenue of $8 billion, making it the world's third largest economic power, superior to that of Japan, Germany, and United Kingdom. Then the last one, so here it's around bringing data and feelings together, so completely different than the other one, but really important too. So it's far from cutting themselves off from their digital lives, because today we can't live also without. So the social friendly looks to bring data and feelings together. So they defend a more empathetic vision of technology, as supported by the English essayist Minter Jal in his essay Artificial Empathy. So according to the author, understanding others will become indispensable in the future for marketing and commercial strategies. However, their success will inevitably depend on the correct combination of algorithm and empathy. Already, the success of live chats against chatbots confirm these points of view. Indeed, live chats have been shown to be the preferred channel of American consumers when communicating with a brand. 41%, around 41%. So in fact, FaceTime and Facebook and Instagram live video have made it possible to move from technical communication with chatbots to a more sincere and natural dialogue between the seller and their clients.
Итак, и цветовая гамма этого тренда под названием «Веселение», да, тренд, который говорит нам о том, как...
The color scheme of this trend that represents the real communication. They are very festive colors that represent our wish to speak not through some technical appliances, but person to person, face to face. We can call them very fresh, they rich, they very vivid. They are both natural and also there are some more synthetic colors, you can say so. We can see the strawberry fresh color. So this palette is really vivid. It shows the idea of conviviality. And it can be used in the very modern interior design. It's very amiable. It represents our wish to share emotions. This is the interior for happiness, and it's based on these key shades that I've shown before. This also can have a bit of a retro style that helps us to create actually the happy future and the make us happy now.
цветов соединяем. В принте это
We combine all of those colors. You can see very interesting prints that remind of fireworks, of champagne.
фоне вот те элементы, которые
Usually, this has the yellow as the main color, and the print is done in other colors of this palette. And the second variation for this trend
психоделическая
is it's more psychedelic.
летний тираж и
This will be perfect for summer terraces.
и оттенок искусственного
We can see the color of cinnamon here. The print here is different. It's more of a flower print. It reminds us of a sunflower at the same time. It's very full of contrasts, and this looks a bit like mosaic even. And different interior, different items for interior can be decorated in such prints. Surely textile will be mainly printed. The pattern looks a bit chaotic and very fresh at the same time. We can speak of a ability here of happiness, of accessibility. Those are the key notions for this trend. This is our review of the trends, and we'll be happy to continue working with you, because we have our trends, as you've seen already. So we'll be happy to collaborate with you. Here you can see our contacts in Russia. You can see the address of our website. We'll be happy to continue our communication. There are some questions already. If some of from our audience have questions, please ask them. You can write them down and we'll ask. So can your trend book be bought? Yes, sure. We are created to be bought by our customers. You can, if you're in Russia, you can buy it in my office in Moscow. The presentation was very interesting. Thank you very much. I believe many of people has already down because those trends are really interesting. Thank you very much. I believe we have a second question. Oh, here is the second question. How long does it take you to work on a trend book? The work starts and then it takes about 3-4 months. So then when we speak about the summer season, so the work starts early on, already in December. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you.